I think this new tax reform is a bit juicier for small companies because of the exemptions they tend to enjoy.
We heard a lot about small company exemption. What's that about and how can they benefit from it?
The new tax reform, effective January 2026, is a good initiative by the NRS. It's actually focused on streamlining a lot of cumbersome taxes that needs to be remitted, and also is laying much emphasis on documentation. Firstly, it is best to redefine what a small company is in this context. A small company can either be defined when you're considering CIT, company income tax. A small company is a company that records an annual turnover of less than 50 million naira annually, and also whose assets is less than 250 million naira annually. But for a VAT administration, this small company definition is a bit different because it's the turnover annually is now 100 million naira and 250 net assets. But for small companies, you also need to pay certain attention to how you file, how you record your transactions, how invoices are raised. I think this new tax reform, it's a bit juicier for small companies because of the exemptions they tend to enjoy. So as a small business that falls under this threshold, you will be exempted from CIT, right? Which usually was 30%, but has now been downgraded to 25%. You also would be exempted from VAT as a small company. You won't be remitting a CGT, that is capital gain tax, under this new tax reform.
So what happens when they cross this threshold?
Every business wants to grow. And when they cross that threshold, it is expected that this company will be liable to pay a CIT, a company income tax of 25%. Also, they would have to remit a consolidated development levy. The development levy, which is 4% of your annual gross, it's replaced the previous education tax and national health insurance scheme. Is considered 4%, so that replaces it. But for a company that crosses it, they would have to pay that development levy, and also CIT would also have to be paid.
What about VAT and withholding tax? Because we know that a lot of these businesses deal with suppliers and intermediaries all the time. So how does this come to play?
So VAT 7.5% remains. Okay, but the new tax reform paid more credence to documentation and compliance. Or withholding, the new tax reform is tightening the grip on record keeping also. Okay, so for withholding, you will need to keep good records. Invoices would have to be kept well. Invoices, okay. Bills would have to be well documented. Eventually, if you want to lay claims on, say, you want to get a VAT exemption or a withholding stuff, or you want to claim a withholding, you will need to be able to present good documentation for that. So there's more emphasis on documentation, invoicing, and all.
So basically, this new tax law is going to be putting a lot of pressure on record keeping and accuracy. And there are some business owners that still work with spreadsheets and WhatsApp invoices. Is this going to cut it this coming year?
There's a capital no. It's not going to suffice. Okay. Let's say spreadsheets could aid, but in terms of tracking historic data, it's not going to hold. For the sake of these new reforms and for small businesses, it will be advisable to get a pretty robust software application that does that. That software would aid tax computations, nudges for remittances to avoid penalties, helps in classifying your expenses and your income rightly, all in preparation for tax remittance, or to fulfill obligations as business owners in Nigeria.
That's why we built the tax management future on Payable Africa. With it, you can track VAT and withholding tax automatically. You can store all invoices, receipts, and payment records in a single structured system. Generate tax-ready reports with one click. You can get reminders before filing or remittance deadlines. You can avoid manual errors and reduce the risk of penalties. Payable Africa is designed to grow with you, whether you're a small startup or scaling up into a larger enterprise. The system adapts. It helps you stay compliant, organized, and keeps your financial data transparent at every step. So you can scan the QR code or click the link below in the description to schedule a free demo We will walk you through how Payable Africa helps you stay on top of your new tax laws without stress or surprises. Let's get your business ready for 2026.